Pablo relied on insane cash power. He bought off countless top officials, and by handing out money to the poor, he won real support from the streets. That paved his way into Congress. Most people had to play by his rules, but there was one man who didn't. The Minister of Justice. He was also running for president, and he despised drug traffickers. If the country fell into their hands, what future would ordinary people have? So he launched a deep investigation into Pablo. Years ago, Pablo had once taken a photo at a police station. No one expected that image to become the biggest roadblock to his presidential dream. Pablo stayed unusually calm, but as he left, he shot everyone a chilling and evil stare. That day the minister attended an event under a heavy security convoy, but it would be the last trip of his life. If Pablo can't have it, he destroys it. That's always been his rule. The minister's death shocked Colombia's elite. They finally decided to move against Pablo, but the traffickers didn't fear sanctions. What truly scared them was a piece of paper, the extradition treaty, an agreement between Colombia and the United States. Any Colombian caught shipping drugs to the US would face American punishment. Prison in Colombia could feel like luxury if you had money, but the US was a whole different story. Locked alone in a tiny cell for 23 hours a day. For Pablo, extradition was a living nightmare, so he laid low for the moment, meeting with other cartel bosses to plan their next move. They blamed him for chasing politics, dragging everyone into trouble, but each of them had their own way to fight extradition. Gotcha pushed for violence, hiring Israeli mercenaries, ready to go to war. Others stirred public anger, calling it American interference. Pablo chose the old method, bribing officials with more money, but one presidential candidate named Luis refused everything. Pablo avoided a direct clash, and tried a different trick. He wrote Luis a letter, claiming the treaty violated Colombia's sovereignty, an insult to the nation. Luis didn't buy it. He insisted on wiping out Pablo and his kind. Then Pablo wrote to the Supreme Court, saying why should Colombia hand its own criminals to the US? Wasn't that shameful for Colombian judges? But Pablo's threats were never just words. This was the price of standing against him. Meanwhile, Colombian and US police were closing in. They located Pablo's hidden estate and prepared a major raid. But Pablo's informants were everywhere. The moment the troops moved, he was already warned. Evidence was destroyed immediately, and they escaped by private plane to another hideout. Police searched the estate top to bottom. Only servants and gardeners were found, not a single trafficker, because Pablo left in a rush. Some documents weren't fully burned. Police traced an address, a plain-looking building. That turned out to be Pablo's financial hub. They arrested his top accountant, who revealed the scale of the empire, $60 million a day. The evidence alone filled an entire room of Colombia's Supreme Court. Following the trail, police wiped out a massive drug lab, captured a key cartel figure, and successfully extradited him to a top-tier US prison. But Pablo wasn't worried. He already had an escape plan. He contacted the leader of M19, offering $2 million to destroy the court evidence.